Cracks in brick, cracks in block, sticking windows or doors. Settling or sinking foundation, it's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS.
It's Saturday morning, September 24th. I'm James Spann. This is a special update on Tropical Storm Ian that is currently in the Caribbean, headed for the Gulf. And, of course, whenever we have a system like this in that position, we have so many questions. So we thought we'd do a special video this morning and see if we can bring some answers. We can't answer everything, but we'll do our best to let you know what we think at this point. Here's the current satellite imagery, visible satellite imagery of Ian. The sun is up over the system early this morning. And slow strengthening is currently in progress. The National Hurricane Center showing top winds now at 45 miles per hour. And the center of the circulation is about 300 miles to the southeast of Kingston, Jamaica, or about 570 miles southeast of Grand Cayman. And yesterday, the low-level circulation was displaced from the convection because of shear, but as the shear lessens, the inner structure of the system will likely improve today. And the system is expected to reach hurricane strength, most likely late tomorrow or tomorrow night, near Grand Cayman. And then it should be at hurricane strength, maybe major hurricane strength, as it approaches Cuba. In fact, let's just go right to the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center. And you get the idea. This will be passing a little to the west of Grand Cayman and coming up on Cuba by Monday night. And again, maybe as a major hurricane. And from there, the Hurricane Center brings it to a point just west of Key West as a major hurricane Tuesday night. And again, that's going to put the Keys in that bad east side of the circulation. That'll be a rough ride for them. And then the Hurricane Center brings it up to a point near Tampa Bay late Wednesday or Wednesday evening. And as we have said many, many years, don't necessarily focus on the dots. You want to look at the cone because there is certainly some uncertainty involved. Take a look at the ATCF set, the modeling on Ian, and the ATCF guidance is in fairly good agreement here. And again, typically this might be the best spaghetti plot you want to see with a tropical system. And I'll show you the global models here in a minute. But again, there's decent agreement. There's much more spread in the global models. This is the intensity guidance coming off the ATCF set. And this will likely become a major hurricane, and by definition, that is Category 3 or higher by the middle of next week, maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday. And again, maybe a major hurricane, Category 3, as it comes up on Cuba Monday night. And then, of course, you can see the models tail off once the thing gets inland over the Florida Peninsula. But obviously, our friends on the west coast of Florida need to prepare for a major Category 3 hurricane. Here's a look at the SSTs in the Gulf of Mexico, sea surface temperatures, and obviously that will support a major hurricane. The shades of brown, it's about 30 Celsius or mid-80s Fahrenheit. And understand, looking at that, there's a lot more to hurricane intensification than just water in the Gulf, water temperatures. A lot of other factors come into play, including certainly the upper air wind pattern, but it seems like everything's in place, and there might be a rapid intensification process with this one. Again, everybody's going to have to kind of keep an eye on it. And one bit of advice I think that's pretty good, for years we've always advised people to kind of plan on maybe a hurricane one category higher than what's forecast. And again, that's a good thing to say for almost any tropical system. Now, the global models, there's a lot more spread here. This is the European output, and you don't really want to look at the deterministic maps, and that's what everybody shows. This is what you want to see, the range of possibilities. And you've got 50 members in this ensemble, and they're all run a little differently, and it just gives you an idea of the spread. Then you want to look for the mean, and the mean brings it right up through the peninsula, like the NHC forecast. But some of the members, you can see the big spread there. You've got actually a few members that want to bring it up toward the panhandle, and some of the members curve it toward the southern tip of Florida. But again, you're just looking for the mean. It's a lot of noise here. This is a graphic representation of the European. This is the probability of tropical storm conditions. And again, you can see the probabilities are extremely high coming right up on the west coast of Florida. The GFS spread is greater, and again, the GFS has been an outlier. And it's not done well, quite frankly, with tropical systems this year. And with these outliers, you kind of throw it out, but you do have to look at it. But again, the members of the GFS you got some all the way to Louisiana and some into South Florida. But again, the advice for those of you that are just looking for practical advice on what you need to do here, forget all the spaghetti plots and forget all these wild maps you'll see. Just look at the National Hurricane Center track. The men and women that work down there, these are our Army Rangers, our Navy SEALs. They're the best of the best. They've been through a lot of these, and they understand the model biases. They understand the whole process, and they vet everything, and they come up with these forecasts. And again, the practical point is this. Everybody in the peninsula, you need to be ready for a hurricane. And again, for those of you that are kind of struggling with geography, and again, please, at this point, don't attack people that don't understand things. I don't understand a lot of stuff away from weather. But quite frankly, in our nation, we have a big geography literacy problem. But just a reminder, the peninsula is that part that it sticks out down in the water, surrounded by water. The panhandle would be Pensacola and Destin, Panama City Beach. At the moment, on the current track, the panhandle is on the dry west side of the circulation. Little impact there. But I just wanted to remind everybody of that. But again, the peninsula, that's the greatest concern. And just everybody in, obviously, some of the larger cities like Tampa Bay and St. Petersburg, all the way down to places like Bradenton, Sarasota, Venice, Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, down to Key West, need to be prepared for a major hurricane by the middle of next week. And again, there's no need to be fearful. This is what happens. If you live in Florida, it's just a way of life, and you're going to deal with these. And you should be prepared every hurricane season, every day for this kind of stuff. But just review your plans, know what you're going to do, and pay very close attention. A lot of people get off the grid. And again, please remember to use credible information. We live in a different world today where a lot of people will literally go to their phone and go to TikTok for information on the tropical features. And some of the social networks can be an ocean of ignorance and really bad information. So just use National Hurricane Center products. Look for people that have AMS certification, people that are qualified to speak on this, and not the cussers and the dancers and the funny people on the talk. And that stuff's great, but I would not use that stuff for tropical information. So again, the peninsula needs to be prepared. So if you're just watching us here, didn't mean to keep you so long today. Here's a quick little review. We have Tropical Storm Ian that is currently in the Caribbean, about 300 miles south of Jamaica. And the winds are 45 miles an hour. It's becoming better organized. Yesterday it was very sheared, and the wind shear aloft is lessening today. And this will likely become a hurricane by the time the weekend is over, late tomorrow night. Hurricane crossing the western part of Cuba Monday night, and then coming up on the peninsula of Florida by midweek, late Wednesday or Wednesday night. And again, this could be a major hurricane at the time of landfall, and everybody in the peninsula needs to prepare. And listen, even for the inland cities, a lot of questions about Orlando, people with the Disney World trip next week. It's going to be rough on this track. It's going to be very rough in Orlando. They could see hurricane force wind gusts Wednesday night into Thursday morning with torrential rain and power outages. And could they conceivably close Disney World? Absolutely, for an event like this. They've done it in the past. But again, the key thing I want to stress also is the fact that this could change too. It could change, and probably will, over the next few days. And for those on the east coast of Florida, Jacksonville, Daytona Beach, Cape Canaveral, Melbourne, down that way, even there, you might, if this is a major hurricane and on this track, even there, you might have hurricane force wind gust. It won't be a major hurricane on the east coast, but it'll obviously be a high impact system from Jacksonville south. And then I should also mention up the Atlantic seaboard, if you're in Savannah, Charleston, Wilmington, the Outer Banks, Understand this will likely greatly impact you as well toward the end of next week. Again, will it get back over the Atlantic and have a chance to strengthen again? Will it kind of hug the coast? That we just don't know yet at this point, but it's just something you need to watch. And again, don't be fearful, just kind of keep an eye on it. So that'll be it. And again, I didn't mean to keep you so long this morning, but we'll do these from time to time as this approaches. And for those of you that are in Alabama, we should be here on the dry side, the west side of the circulation. And again, the week next week just looks gorgeous. We could see lows in the 40s, highs in the 70s. We'll have cooler air being pulled down. If anything, this thing will help to pull down continental air from the north and make it really feel good. But again, the week looks pretty quiet. And again, for those of you that are wanting to go to places like Destin or Fort Walton Beach or Pensacola or Gulf Shores or Orange Beach next week, I wouldn't change any plans. Watch this. But again, at the moment, it looks like the central Gulf Coast, and by that I mean Gulf Shores to Panama City, should be on that dry west side. There could be some, breezy conditions and obviously rough surf and some rain, maybe over to Panama City, Indian Pass, Appalach, Cape Sandblast, places like that. But again, the really, really big wind and rain impact for now looks like it's going to be east of there. But again, we stress this could easily change. The average track error at 5 days is about 200 nautical miles on these Hurricane Center forecast. So that's it. We'll probably do one tomorrow morning. Man, I got a busy day coming up today. I've got, let's see, I'll be in Tuscaloosa. We got a book signing today at Bryant-Denny Stadium on the Walk of Champions. So if you're going to the Alabama Vandy game, we'll be there from 1 to 4:30 on the Walk of Champions outside the stadium. You have no need to have a ticket to come see us. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. And of course, I'll be in the stadium doing the weather support. It's going to be a great day. Auburn plays at 11 this morning. Perfect. 77 at kickoff. Bama about 81 at kickoff this evening. But I'll be doing the weather on ABC 3340 from the stadium tonight. And again, it's going to be a fun day, but a busy day. So that's it. We'll probably do another one of these tomorrow morning. And again, we'll get back to the regular weather briefing videos that we do Monday morning. So thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and God bless.
Sagging, bouncing, or uneven floors? Call Alabama Professional Services. Standing water or high humidity? Call APS. Nasty odors or dangerous mold? Call APS. Critters, bugs, or other pests? That's right, call APS. It's a fact. Crawl space problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS. Call Alabama Professional Services today.